Hey everybody, it's Nick Madsen again, and I am here with the August updates. Sorry that it took me a little long. We went on vacation towards the end of the summer and just got back and got swamped with the business. So I am catching up and are giving all the updates today. So the good news is you haven't missed much. In the dead of summer, there is really not that much to speak of, but there are a couple of issues to go over here. The first and foremost is the watering restrictions and the heat. Obviously, everybody knows this summer has been brutal. Super hot, super dry. The rain has finally started to come. If you're watching this, we just got a couple of showers, but for most of the summer, it was ridiculous. So, stage 2 water effects still in forced in Kyle, the city of Kyle, and so I printed it out. There's a bunch of stuff here. I don't want to, there's 2 pages of stuff here. I'm not going to bore you by reading it all, but the basic gist of it is you can water less. We have to be careful about how we use all that stuff. I'm going to do a separate post where I literally just copy and paste this whole thing onto the official Facebook page. There's a group and a page, so make sure you're on both because the page is easier for me to just post text to. And it will list out everything so that if you want to, you can review it and make sure that you guys are, doing the right thing. Right. So what does that mean for us? Obviously, we have some issues in terms of like lawn care and stuff. I mean, I've said it before in one of the previous videos, but like this summer's ridiculous. We obviously understand that not everybody's going to have green lawns, and with restrictions coming up, we're not even enforcing whether your lawn looks really good or not. I mean, if you had like a mountain of overgrown weeds, we would say something, but for the next, month or so. We didn't pull the trigger on that originally because the process takes so long that if we just tell everybody, hey, like, we're not checking lawns for 2 months, then what happens is like people don't even look at their lawns for 2 months. And then all of a sudden it's the fall and the yard is, terrible and the neighbors are complaining. But by the time the violation process works its way through, because it's not really, we send out violation notices, but they're not really, they're just like notices for the first 2 or 3. So there's no real enforcement for months. And then people are like, well, why aren't you doing anything? And so we're hesitant to just say we're not checking. But in this case, it's just become apparent that, there's really nothing to do. I mean, what are you supposed to say to somebody who literally can't, water their yard for weeks at a time? At least, you can water, but not enough to keep it looking good. So anyway, we'll be doing a suspension of that. And if your yard dies or, there's a really bad situation, like just come and talk to us because obviously we're going to work with everybody to just create a reasonable timeline, which means really probably no action until this heat breaks and you could put down sod or do something else without it immediately shriveling and dying. So I just wanted to make everybody aware of that and let everyone know that we are listening and that we're doing what reasonable steps we think in a reasonable timeline. Speaking of which, so the yard of the month is ending in September. It's been a rough couple of months for those folks driving around. I really feel for them. They have done their absolute best, and we really want to thank the volunteers on that committee for helping out. And I know that right now they're basically just looking for effort. Like, are you doing, probably are you doing some hardscaping or putting in some non-living things that aren't shriveling up and dying? But that will conclude in September, and then of course we'll announce everything and let everybody know. All right. The pool. We know that there has been some problems with the lane lines. I guess they're just getting too old, or the chlorine or whatever has gotten it so that they're bad. And then one of the lane lines left. I don't remember the whole story, but somebody was doing a swim team there or something, and now they're at the Y, and so they took some of the equipment, and so we're missing a lane line. It was like a coach or something. Anyway, I'll get more details. The point is, the pool committee came, and as part of their budget is going to ask for more lane lines, which in the last meeting we briefly discussed, and I think we're going to do some sort of combination of a lane line and an aerator with additional to follow if necessary. So there is money there for that. That improvement will be done, and we'll work with the pool committee to get all that stuff finalized. Okay. Last but not least, rec committee. We love the rec committee. We love all the people that support and make this neighborhood so great with such great events. And the next big one is in October, and that's Hootenanny Hill. I'll probably talk about this much and next month because it's a big one. There's a ton of stuff going on. There are lots of opportunities to get involved and volunteer. There's fun stuff that's going to happen in terms of all the little activities there, and of course, there's also all the contests for all the food. We got the brisket, the beans, the corn, the salsa, best dessert. Chef's choice, all these contests that we do during Hootenanny on the Hill, and so break out the baking gear and start working on your recipes so that you guys can win on that. Any questions about that, you can go to hootenannyonthehill.com, or of course you can reach out and contact the HOA or any of us directly, and we'll be happy to point you in the right direction. All right, that's all I have for this month. Thanks for your time, and we'll see you again next month.